I hope that you'll get blown away, but not in a bad way. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Because it is a very nice show. If you say so. Ah, yes. There's. You can't see that I've got a keyboard. That was like magic, really, wasn't it? As if, as if it was coming from nowhere. Hello, Philip. Is it windy where you are? It was windy where I am. I did not notice it was windy until everything blew away. Ha ha. The trees. Oh, I missed that. Sorry. I don't know what you said. Say it again. Say it again. Yes, the trees. We were supposed to have a shopping delivery, but the shopping delivery never came. And I wondered why. But it was because there was a tree blocking the way. And I don't think it was the only one either, because they were all over the place. Batten down. Yes, yes, lots of storms coming. It's just nothing but. It's not, every time I pass a tree, I think that tree's not long for this world. And I'm right. I didn't used to be terrified of trees, but I'm just looking at them. Especially since the few weeks ago when the tree nearly fell on me as I was making light of the situation, and I'm just like thinking, I think the trees are giving up. That's what it is. I think the trees, they've been on the planet for a very long time, and I think they've decided that they can't be bothered anymore. Somewhere windy. Yes. Hello, Fingal. Hello, everybody. Yes, this sort of popped off, so I don't know whether I've broken it. I think it's still stuck. It's still good. Yes. I didn't get the shopping, so I had to find something else to eat today. Luckily, I'd frozen stuff from summer, because I'm a bit of a hoarder when it comes to food. So we had something to eat, but I don't know whether there's going to be anything left. Maybe there's something sweet, but no ice cream. That's okay, because I can't eat ice cream. But that's very sad. That's so sad that I can't eat ice cream. It makes me feel so bad. Anyway, go foraging. In this weather, I'm gonna get hit by a tree. I can't. Everything's blown away. Did you see somebody commented the fact that there are palm trees? Actually, in one of the takes, I said I was mentioning the palm tree, but I was trying to make it into a short, and it didn't turn into a short because it went. They've extended it so that you can do 3 minutes for a short rather than 1 minute, and I wasn't paying attention, and it was 4 minutes, so it didn't get uploaded as a short. So I should have been even more strict with what I edited out, but I did have something about the palm tree. But my mother looked out and she's like, "Oh, I think we should get rid of that palm tree because it's going to fall on next door shed." But no, they very good. Hello, Ziggy. How are you? Yes. So the palm trees. It turns out I was like, I don't think so, because I've seen them in hurricanes and they move about. So I'm like, no, I think palm trees are actually designed so that they don't fall in the wind. So I looked it up just to prove to my mother, and that's it. That is a thing, because they're not actually trees. They're not made of wood. They're like big, tall grasses. Wood-like grasses, and they just bend in the wind. But of course, that's in the planet, in the places where they originally are. Yes, they're not native to Wales, but we it was in a pot, and my mother put it in the garden. So I'm not sure what palm tree it is. I know that in like Torquay, very famously, there are a lot of palm trees in Torquay that got cut down last year or the year before. They've been there for 40 or 50 years, and they cut them down, and everybody's like, "No, you've ruined Torquay." So they are very, they are very common. A few years ago, like 10, 11 years ago, there was a terrible disease that affected all the palm trees. So loads of people's palm trees just died, and I think that one in the garden looked like it had, and then it sprang back to life. So I don't want it to get cut down, because it's had a second chance, and I want it to make the most of it. But apparently, if they're not in the native lands where they're originally from, then the soil isn't necessarily the right soil, so they might tip up. But that one seems fine. It's going to be fine. And even if it does fall down, I don't think it's going to hit the shed. There's bits of it have blown off. There's like tendrils on the side of it. So yes, palm trees. It is a palm tree. It's very exotic, but not that exotic, because a palm tree is something that you can see in almost every garden in the UK. Maybe not in London. Where are you living? Sydenham or something? Texas? No, somewhere. Maybe not in Crystal Palace, but I bet they had them when there was actually a palace, because that's like a big giant greenhouse. Maybe it was filled with exotic palm trees, and maybe that's why it burned down. Although it's not made of wood, because they're probably quite flammable. So maybe that's what happened. I don't know. Yeah. So palm trees are everywhere. They're always with us, like other things. Always with us, palm trees. Yes. Is it Dickens with the two little kids that the Ghost of Christmas Present has? It's I can't remember what they are. Despair and death, poverty and palm tree. That's what they are. Poverty and palm tree. There you go. The Ghost of Christmas Presents. Always with us. So yes, it's been a week. So I have. Have you been watching my Stones series? The last one has got about 2 people on YouTube watching it. So you need to go and see day 8 with the stone in it. The stone that looks like a little animal. Or is it a bone? Or is it a scone? It's not a scone. I don't think it's a scone. It would be very hard. There's a lot of things. I'm thinking that I have things in that box that I'm like, oh, what's this? Like, there's something. I'm like, is that actually a very deteriorated little, those little Wade figures? You might not have them in America. They're like little animal figurines. Now, there's something that could be one of those that's like worn off and gone completely wrong, or it could be something else. I think it could be a whale ear bone, but that might just be my fancy. It's something. It's either a Wade figurine or a whale ear bone. One or the other. It's ambiguous, or maybe it's just a lump of concrete, which could also be the case. They might all be lumps of concrete that somebody has strewn in the garden in Finchley. I'm not living in Finchley anymore, so most of them in the 24 Days of Rocks are going to be from Finchley, but some of them are not going to be, because I've got at least 3. I've got one that's from here, and I've got one that's from Cornwall. So spoilers, I've spoiled it for you, but you can't see the rocks yet, but they're interesting rocks. Maybe not a lot, a little bit. Anyway, go see that. And I had actually switched over to the wrong, so just when I went to go live, it was like, oh, you have to have more than 25 subscribers, and I'm like, I have, haven't I? But then I realised I'd gone over to the because I also run the Peter Buckley Hill, the PBH Fringe one, and I'd gone over to that so that I could look at my rock video and at least get one view from some other place, and so I was still signed into that. Even technically, it's still me watching it, but it's not me, because it's the organisation that was watching it on my behalf, directed by me, actually me. But if you want to go and subscribe to that channel as well, because I'm sure that we'll be posting stuff. We haven't posted much, but if we can go live, because it said I can go live. I think there's it's for every 25 subscribers you can go live for 20 minutes or something complicated. So if I've got more subscribers on it, then we can have PBH Free Fringe Jamborees, and we can go live on that. So that'll be nice. Slightly beyond the pale, beyond the beaten track, beyond the fringe, beyond the sea. noise. I thought, see, this I so can't play this that I was like, I think if I go there, that might make the noise I want. It did! Magic! I'll learn this thing if it's the end of me, which it probably will be. So yes, it's been a week. It's been a week where lots of stuff has happened in the world. Not safe to be a CEO by the look of it. Not safe at all. But who'd want to be a CEO? What a horrible thing to be. It's a very sad thing for obviously, but nobody deserves to have terrible things happen to them. I'll leave it at that. Nobody deserves that. Nobody. So it's a double-edged sword. Nobody deserves bad things. But I don't think making money off other people's suffering's a good thing. Ever. But it's too late for him to be like Christmas caroled, unfortunately. So I think everybody's redeemable. Most people, maybe not everybody. Most people are redeemable, and now unfortunately this person won't get the chance. That is sad. But I think the American healthcare system, being political, is very bad, and I think nobody will disagree with me. I saw somebody's TikTok. They posted how they were working for an organisation in Texas and had a book club, and they were working just a normal employee. They had a book club, and they got called into the office and told off because they were reading fantasy books and posting stuff, cosplay, like just innocent cosplay videos, and they were told that they'd have to stop doing that if they wanted to keep their job. I thought that America was supposed to be a free country. Clearly, not in any way, shape, or form. And they've lost TikTok as well. I mean, this isn't TikTok, so you can still come here. You can still join us here, but it's just like, oh my goodness, what is happening in the world? It's very bad. It's not the worst thing that's happening in the world. There's a lot of other worse things than TikTok being banned, but it's pretty bad, really. Will I get banned from here for even mentioning that? For being sympathetic to that? Anyway, I don't know. So, I hope that you're watching my rock videos, because they rock. Some of them are fossils, and some of them are possibly archaeological, but there's been a bit of dispute about that, and everyone says that's just gravel. It probably is gravel. I've got one that I'm going to do probably tomorrow that is definitely gravel, but it's interesting gravel, and that makes all the difference, and that's in the end is the road less travelled with my gravel and the gavel. If you're going to judge me and I'll unravel, then just be aware that gravel has feelings too. Oh, gravel has feelings too. Oh, woo, woo, woo. Does. Gravel has very deep feelings. Yes. All things. This is it, right? I was thinking about this, and this is going to sound really strange and a little bit off. This isn't what I was going to say when I started this sentence, but it's what I'm going to say when I finish the sentence. And I can't see any of the comments now, so I think I've knocked them off or something here. Can I make them come back again? So what I was going to say, top chat, live chat. Hello! Yes! The chat disappeared, so I had no idea. I was like, everybody's gone very quiet. Yes, free speech is good. Free speech is good as long as you're not saying horrible things. I think that's an important thing. So, back to where I was saying. Right. So, do rocks have feelings? Possibly not, but now I had a revelation that was to do with water. I can't quite remember what it is now, but I suddenly thought, do you know that all living things usually are living because of water? right, what if it is water? What if, these droney things that are coming out of the water, what if they're not coming out of the water? What if they are the water? And what if the big revelation that everybody's saying is that we'd be horrified to know that water is a living thing? Yeah, because we had this thing, we had this discussion last week. Have I already said this? I'm like confused now. No, I had another live. I did another live on another platform. This is what's confused. This is what's throwing me, because I was like, right now I don't know where I am. It was like I was talking about this somewhere else. Now, water. Somebody said water has memories, and somebody on the live said it doesn't, and I was like, no, it doesn't. I know it doesn't. But I think what they were thinking about is homeopathy, which is suspect. Like, if you Sally Hawkins, yeah, I'm not sure what Sally Hawkins has got to do with this. Is about water. Yes, of course, The Shape of Water, exactly. So I was like, I should write a novel called The Shape of Water. It's like, no, that's been done. Yeah, exactly. Look, I'm a sea creature here. The Shape of Water, exactly. I'm there, one step before you, Arfingal. I realised, and I had been thinking about that. So I don't know why I've completely forgotten that. I didn't realise that was her name, Sally Hawkins, and I suddenly went, yes, it is Shape of Water. Yeah, of course. And so somebody had said that water has memories, and it was like, I didn't mean like homeopathy where you put a thing in and then, because water's always existed, more or less. A lot of water, it just gets recycled and it evaporates and then it turns in, so it changes its form. So that's interesting, isn't it? It keeps changing. So you think it's disappeared, but then it comes back again in another form, in another way. And we've all got like 60% of water in us, which is, it's been in dinosaurs, it's been in fish, it's been all over the place. It might have been in a fossil for millions of years, and then it gets opened up, and then it becomes part of us and everything. And that is a little bit terrifying, really. So water is the whole thing. So what if these planets, so the memory of water, what somebody had done an experiment, which is obviously ridiculous, that they like drawn a picture or written a note or something, or put a seed or something in some water and froze it, and there was like a picture had appeared on the ice, which is a coincidence, I would say, but it's interesting. And they reckon that water knew what you were telling it and could recreate a picture based on that. So you put a picture of a dolphin and it would make a picture of a dolphin on the ice, which is weird and a bit silly. Yes, exactly. The objects can possess mind, and that is another thing that I'm going down, because rocks have got the same elements, make rocks, that make people, that make cats and dogs, that make trees, that all of us, it's like we're all very different things, but the elements that make us all are fundamentally the same. And like, they've been in rocks for millions of years, so they're the same. It's like the only difference between us and rocks is the things come and go. Like the water comes and goes and changes. We come and go and we absorb the water and it's part of us, right? But we've also got elements that have been rocks in the past, but rocks have sort of held their form for many millions of years, or if it's mostly, I mean, they're not all millions of years old. Most rocks are very old, so they've held that form. But if you ground them up and ate those rocks, then they would become part of you, and you would be rock, and the rock would be you. Much the same way as the water comes and goes. Anyway, it probably, I mean, scientifically, obviously, that is the case. But what if the whole, the life essence is the water part of it? Or maybe the rocks. We are stardust, we are golden. Exactly. And we've got to make our way back to the garden. Exactly. And I had a bit in one of my Edinburgh shows ages ago that was about angel and identity and stuff, that was talking about how we are all, we are all connected, we are all one, because there's also like the twin elements. So every atom, every electron, and you know, there's pairs. There's bonded pairs. So every single atom has got another bonded pair that might not even be here. So and does the same thing. So if the cells in your body that not the cells that down the bits that make the cells, there might be something on this planet, but the rest of the other bonded pair is the other side of the galaxy, millions of billions of trillions of light years away. Something's happening that is going to affect us. But no, because we've got lots of bits in us, then the other bits are everywhere. So we are here and we are also there at the same time, and it is a little bit freaky when you start to think about that. But the whole thing about the water is like, if the water is the life and we are the whole, how did life start? It's because the water got absorbed into the other things and created new stuff, and that's a bit freaky. And these there's no actual life on some of these planets, but there is water on some of these planets, frozen water on some of the moons of the planets, and some of the planets of the planets, and it's very hidden deep and underneath. In Mars, even in the core of Mars, there might be water, and there's water underneath Earth, and so, you know, they found lots of water underneath the crust of Earth. What if that is? These entities are the water! And we are the water too! Ah! Water. So that's what all these storms are about, really. It's the water coming back. It's the water coming and going, no. And the trees have been here for a long time, but they have all started to sort of, like, so long and thanks for all the fishes. That somebody else said, right, the trees are going, and maybe the water people have decided to give up as well. So they're going to so all the water people are just going to bog off into space and bring all the water with them, and then there'll be no water left. And so that'll be the end. So we'll just have to be rocks for the next millions of billions of years. We will just be rock. La 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 la. Because we could become rock, because we, like, bones become ossified, and if we are inhabiting the bones, then you just need to throw water on us, and then we'll melt like the Wicked Witch of the West. And that's what'll happen to us. Ah, boink. Yeah, so that's very unformed thinking, but that's because I'm made of water, and as are we all, mostly. Water and rock, and bits of paired elements, the rest of which is not here. So we're only half. It's like we're looking for the other half. That whole sort of that Plato story about that's referenced in Hedwig and the Angry Inch. That the whole thing as origin of love, where we're trying to find the other half of ourselves. The other half of ourselves is literally everywhere else. Or scattered across the universe. You'll never find the other half of yourself because it's not in one place. It's all of the places. It's everywhere. There might be millions of light years in that direction, and trillions of years in that light direction, and all over the place, everywhere. But here, you're never gonna get back to it because it's not here. It was all in one tiny little spot. We were all together. And that's it as well with water. It's like you can't separate the water. We are all, like, when the water leaves us when we go, then it all goes back. It evaporates out and it all goes back to so that's all that any of it is, really. The whole, oh no, and you've got to get back to just where we were before. Where we were before is a load of old water. So I suppose it won't be too bad if all the water leaves, because so will the essence of us. The essence of... No, I've gone to Zoolander, isn't it? Wetness is the essence of... Yeah, where he's a merman. A merman! Dad! If you haven't seen Zoolander, that will make no sense to you at all. Wet is the essence of... Yeah. Anyway. So yes! Zoolander, what a philosopher. What? Who am I? Looking into the puddle. That obviously was, now I'm come to think of it, the whole secret of life, the mysteries of life are just revealed in Zoolander. I haven't seen Zoolander for a while. I should go and watch that again. Yeah, and Hedwig and the Angry Inch. Oh, yes, and The Shape of Water. Let's have a triple bill. Watery, watery triple bill. Oh my goodness me. Yeah, that'll be fun. Anyway, it has mostly stopped raining and winding here, but most of the trees have already fallen down, and they take a long time. Like that Robin Hood one that got cut down in the middle of Hadrian's Wall. It's going to take a while to get, but it's going to come again. It's going to grow. It's apparently little sprouts of it growing up, and in 20 years there'll be that much tree. And but will anything be here if all the water's left? Don't leave us, water. But we are water. We can't leave ourselves. Or we can leave ourselves, but then we're not ourselves. We're just water. We're all water. Anyway, these are the things that keep us up at night. And they do keep us up at night, because I might look tired, and the reason I look tired is I'm not sleeping. I keep waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning, which didn't help yesterday when I got a weather warning. It was loud. It was so loud, and I really didn't need it at that time of the morning when I wasn't sleeping anyway, and I was already awake, but I was going back to sleep, but the wind was howling and there was a massive weather warning on my phone. It was so loud, it was so loud, and I'd already had one already. It was the second one, I didn't need another. But they were right though. I did need warning because there were trees falling down. All the trees were falling down. And I didn't get my shopping. I didn't get my shopping. I haven't got any cheese now. And I wanted some cheese. I was making macaroni cheese and I didn't have any cheese. I was waiting. It was macaroni without the cheese, which is a bit dry. This is the thing about cheese. Hard cheese. People say, but hard cheese is the only cheese I can eat. If I eat the not hard cheese, it makes me feel horrible. But I can eat the hard cheese, not the liquid milk. Because it's made of water, obviously the spirit is in the milk. Suck the water out to make the hard cheese, and I can yeah, because I don't want to eat myself. This is very much like the Last Supper type thing, isn't it? You can eat the cheese because the cheese is you. Drink the milk is you. Ah, we're all made of milk and cheese. Yeah. Anyway, on that bombshell, I hope we don't get any more weather warnings. I saw somebody else say that they were going out to a nightclub and everybody's phones went off at the same time, and they thought that there was like the end of the world. They didn't realise it was just a weather warning, which I thought was a little bit alarmist, literally alarmist. But it turns out they were right. There were trees falling everywhere. Yes, in spring there will be new growth. Chauncey Gardner, exactly. So I missed all of that because the wording, everyone went away again. But being there, yes, I do recognise the being there, which is a bit prophetic, really. But idiots become. He's not an idiot. He was a gentle soul, wasn't he, Chauncey Gardner? But he wasn't. He wasn't what everyone thought he was, but he was a philosopher king, being there. And I can't say that we've had a president or anything like that, really, because he was a gentle person, and we haven't had that. You're not going to get that, are you? No gentle people. No. Sad. Anyway, gosh, I despair. I don't know what to expect in the future, and I'm seeing all these things about the drones in New Jersey. That's what I saw something. People are going, oh, they look like planes. It's like, well, no, they probably are planes. It's like, no, they're not planes. They're different. They made the sounds of planes, and they looked like planes, but apparently they've been seeing them every day except for Thanksgiving. It's like, why would they not show up on Thanksgiving? That makes no sense. So obviously somebody who was celebrating Thanksgiving is making these sound and vision things to spook people for no discernible reason. So I wouldn't be too worried about that. Although I say that, I have sometimes looked out and seen weird things in the sky, but then that could just be things. There's Yes, it was the Wicked Witch of the West. That must be what it is. That's what it is. It's just the Wicked Witch of the West and the Flying Monkeys. Clearly that's what it is. That's all right then. All right. Well, I'll see you next week. And yeah. Have a lovely week in the meantime. And again, all the messages have disappeared, so I'm going to see them again, as everybody said. Thank you. Yes, you stay dry. Everybody stay dry. Or is that the best thing? Given that we are, so maybe we should just get very wet. Maybe we should go out and get a little bit more life essence in us. Oh, and aliens. Alien life essence. Oh, yes. But I would probably advise against that, because you might get a cold, and well, you don't get cold from the wet, do you? You might get some sort of horrible thing that has been in a rock for billions of years that's now in the rain. And also, yes, return to the sea. Exactly, Arafingal. Return to the sea, and don't get hit by a tree. Yay! No! All right then. I'll see you next week. Bye bye.